talking about, like, say this magnolia print. This is the width of fabric. And the other thing you need to really think about when you're doing your fabric for your backing, is it directional? And if it's directional, is it printed where it's that your seam would be going from sideways, or would it need to be up and down? And the reason why I'm saying that is, if it's up and down, a lot of times you're going to need a little bit more backing than what you normally would have if you were just sewing, the two side by side. So this is just a little piece that I have left over. And then this is a fat quarter. So I'm going to show you, this is a whole width of fabric that I've got for something. So you can see the different salvages on it. Here's the printed side and here's just the plain side. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because how you want to do this is, like, if I'm going to be matching on this side, then this side is what's going to be over here. Because one, it's directional. So you can see it needs to go this way so that the flowers are all going in the stems. If you did it this way, it would just be wrong. So, and again, the easiest way to do it is you would just, and you're going to waste some fabric. So if you're going to do this, you need to get maybe like 1/4 of a yard more, so that you know that you have more than enough for you to quilt it or your long armor to quilt it, because you're going to your edges won't be even unless you trim them down. And the easiest way to do this is, and I'm not going to do it on this one, but you would fold it. Oops. And then you would bring it over here and figure out, where's my matching on this? So I can tell you, like, see, that kind of matches, but it's, it doesn't. It's not the same flower. So you got to find, see, that flower's there. So see, this would be all the way over here. And then you're just going to match everything to where it looks like you don't even have, but it would be nice and straight. I'm going to do a better job on the other. But I just wanted you to see, like the magnolias, when I've done this on a backing, I kind of matched it. Just so that it, would look pretty. I recently did a check because it was a huge check, and you would be able to tell. But it also would help whoever's long arming to keep it straight. Right. Because if you have it crooked, then there's no reason why, they would not have it crooked. So here's where we're really going to do this. This is my piece. Here's my salvages over here. They're both the same. This is just a fat quarter. So I'm going to know that I really need this side to go with this salvage. Does that make sense? And you're just going to iron the wrinkles out. And you know me, if this was at home, would have already starched this a little bit, because I'm a starching person. So that's going to be one side, and I'm leaving it flat. This side, because this is the same salvage that's over here, I'm going to let it be on that end so it would just match. And when I come over here, I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to just fold it in as straight as I can, and I'm going to just press it down. Now, this means I have a huge seam allowance, but I will trim it down because, I don't want this big of a seam allowance. And normally, this would be a selvage edge, so, I would move it. So now we're going to do this. So here's my fabric. And let me know if I'm getting you dizzy. I'm trying not to. And a lot of times I will kind of pin this in place. Oops. So that it doesn't move on me. See, look, I'm using my fancy pin cushion.
It's so cute.
Margaret made me. It's as old as the hills. She would probably say that. So you can see I folded. Now here's the reason why I folded and press. This is my sewing line. So it's just going to help me. So all I'm going to do is just match this up. Okay. And you can see, you can figure out, oops, this can go just a little bit. Even the dots in the middle. Mm-hmm. So then again, I will put some pins kind of far away. I use a lot of pins. I don't do, I do what I can manage on my ironing board. Oops. And I'm going to stay away at least 1/4 of an inch, if not a little bit more. And again, like I said, heat resistant pins. Okay, I'm only going to do this much because I know I have it matching. Mm-hmm. You can see, I don't know if you, yeah, you can see this. This is how much I'm wasting. Mm-hmm. And then here's my other favorite product, glue. Elmer's washable school glue. I don't buy a case of it every August, September, but I do have plenty of glue at my house. And so, you know, you can open it full force, but you really don't want to because you'll have glue everywhere. Don't ask how I know that. I just open it up a little bit and then start playing with it. So this is just going to hold everything down. Mm-hmm. You want to still sew this. You don't want to just glue it and be done with it. And I'm just going to run like a little bead. Well, maybe open it up a little bit more. Ooh, it's coming. Okay, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just doing like a little. Okay, hold on one second. So sometimes you've got to clean out your bottle. And you got to use a thick pin. Okay. There. Yes, I did put it right back in there. And you're going to have glue everywhere, or unless you're just a very neat person, I end up with glue on me and everything else. And I just want a nice thin line. I'm right kind of close to the edge, but not really. Because again, and I'm going to stop right before my last pin. And then I just kind of bring it back down. Again, glue, Elmer's glue. You could use Roxanne's glue. You could use a stick glue, but
be a little messier.
I think it's just a little bit messier. Yeah. And again, you know, harder to control without doing the little things. Mm-hmm. So now, because you know I can't wait, your iron comes in. And do we have any comments? No. And I just glue it to dry it. Now you can see glue sometimes comes up just a little bit through, depending on how thin your fabric is. But it's washable. Yeah. And you're probably going to wash your quilt eventually, so it'll wash out. Be careful of your pins because they will be hot. And you can see, yes, I use all kinds of pins. I'm an equal pin opportunity person to see what I like. Mm-hmm. And then I just will move it down. And if this was on a real ironing board, you could get all of your things done. Now, I did just get some glue on my ironing board because, you know, K Facet is a little thinner than, you know, some other fabrics. But, again, it's not going to hurt. Mm-hmm. If you don't want that to happen, you know, put some parchment paper down. Because glue, you know, nothing will stick to it, you know. And again, I'm just pinning this back in place and then just reorganize this to get it to where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And then I will pin this down. Now, we'll say on the Christmas quilt that Ray did, the Christmas tree quilt, I use these pins to do this because the back of that quilt, because it looks like cross stitch samplers. I ended up matching the back, kind of, sort of. And so I ended up just using my black pens. Well, I didn't realize they were not heat resistant. The iron went over. So if you flip that quilt over, you see black dots every once in a while. And it's from those pens. And you see, I just pick it up. Oops. And there's a glob of glue right there. If you do too much, you could always, wipe it off. And then wipe it off on something. And again, I'm just going to iron this dry. So the reason why I'm ironing it dry is because I'm in a hurry and I want to, get going on my quilting. Yeah. Because you usually ready for your backing like at the last minute anyway. So I iron it dry. So again, it kind of stuck to my board because again we had more than whatever. So here's the other thing, so look at it. It looks really good. And here's, you can't even see it on TV like you can here. So this is my sewing line. Well, how do you see that on the other side? So you open this up, and it did stick in places. So you're just going to put some pins in your backing. Doesn't have to be a lot. And you just kind of snap this to where it will lay flat.
Just kind of pop it off.
And it just, yeah. And I just kind of like use the top layer to pop it.
You really don't have to use that much force either.
No. So, and I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, you can see. See where you've got this nice fold? That's your sewing line. If you're hard of seeing, which sometimes I am, I will use my friction pen or even just a pencil and draw that line a little bit better. Use my ruler so that I really have a good line. Because some fabrics, depending on what's on the back, you may not be able to see what it is.
And once your foot's down on it,
yeah,
it flatten it out.
So yeah, so that's how I do a backing.
All right.
So if you have any questions, let us know. But like I said, after you sew it, you're going to press the seam open because you want it to lay flat and be nice for your for you to quilt or for your long armor to quilt. And you can see it's just perfect.
And you trim down that seam allowance before you press it.
I do. Well, no, not before I press. Yeah, before I press it open.
Yes.
After I've sewn it. So yes, had to get that straight. And you can see you are going to have some waste, at the start and at the end. But it depends on. Usually a fourth of a yard is about all you'll need to have extra if you want to match. But this would be a pretty backing.
Yeah. And if you're a scrap lover like me, you won't mind having that little extra bit.
No. So yeah. Because sometimes you'll have, at least an, 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe even 2.5. I've had even more than that because of depending on where the print is. So, and then if you decide, oh, I don't like this, well, it's just glue. So you just rip it off and rinse it in water and the glue comes out. So yes. Okay, so we're going to come back to the other screen now. Oops. I don't know how we're going to do it.